Thanks, guys. Hi, my name is JC Pandilio, and this is my friend JB from the scene. And we are PHP Comics. Um, we are a we are two college students from De La Salle College of St. Benil, and we just graduated, or rather, he graduated, and I'm graduating this March.
Happy graduation!
No, no. Sorry, can you hear both of us? Sit down. Hello.
Hi!
Who and what are we? So, like I said, I'm JC, this is JV, and we are PHP Comics, an Filipino indie comics group. We are a collection of artists and writers who just want to make our works come to life in the sense that we just want to make them and print them out for people to see. So to do that, we as creators, we obviously have to think, and then we have to put it on paper. But how do we get this? How do we get this to an audience? So what we decided to do is we make a group for a bunch of people to come together and then talk about our ideas, and then maybe post them online. Then we can share it through social media, Facebook, Twitter, and such. Or as a group, is to showcase our love and passion for comics through our works, to further develop our skills as a group, since we're a closed community of writers and artists, to show what the Filipino indie artists and talents can offer to the comic community, both local and international, to encourage interactivity within the community scene of comic artists and writers as a culture.
Actually, this started with JC. He wanted to make a comic book, and he met me in our organization's school, the Animotion. He met me there, and then he was like, "Hey, you want to make a comic book?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we made a comic book, and he was like, "Let's make." He made a group, and then we kept adding our friends in there. People were collaborating. Some people were just there to watch, but that's okay, because we want everyone to contribute, like opinions, suggestions of what could happen on whatever they're creating.
Yes, and it generally, the original idea was just to get people together and make comics together, but it turned out to be better because, in a sense, it's more of a learning group. Like for some of the members, they may not be as active, but they post a lot of questions, and they're asking for tips and tricks and art. And a lot of the other members are also more seasoned artists, so they're happy to give their opinions as well, reply to comments, share their ideas and posts, links to learning sites, which is very helpful. And I didn't expect that when I made plan it when I made the group. So that was a nice surprise down the line when the group was created. Fun fact lang, we started with just 3 people, me, JV, and our other friend Aljan, who is actually the other artist of our first comic book, who unfortunately couldn't be here right now.
Oh.
So, started with us 3. We are now, I think,
We became like 180.
at one
Then
point,
we trimmed down to 60 again.
because a lot of them really weren't active at all, and
We're just
Dami
members.
naman.
yeah, they're just members, but like randomly adding themselves to groups. You know those parts like,
And
you know,
we felt like people who were giving speeches to an empty crowd were like, we're being inactive right now. Can people like comment if you want to stay in the group?
yeah,
And there were no comments.
so we just deleted those who didn't comment. Yeah,
We
like
had
this,
to ask them privately one by one.
which is really hard. It's like 100 people to message, waiting like a week and for a reply.
Like, if you want to stay, do you plan on making something, or like, do you plan on at least collaborating with someone even for writing?
Which is
You're like, yeah, sure.
Which is
I have this
technically
idea.
the whole reason why the group started. It's just me who met this guy in a classroom. Like, I saw his art and I said, "Hey, I like your art. You want to make a comic?" Then one thing led to another. Funny actually. Aljon wasn't part of the org. I just I just met him as well in school, like in a random class.
Yeah.
So I said, I think both your styles would blend together well. So I introduced the both of them, and we all just sort of went with it. And now we have 3 issues of our comic book in a span of like 2 years.
Actually, my motive for joining JC was to just learn how to make sequential art. I had the feeling of if I don't start, when would I learn? So basically, what we're telling our friends and the members of the group is that the group is for learning, it's for developing it. Instead of like being like this is our final thing, this is where we learn. So like that.
So
Wow, that's your slide.
right now, our goal obviously is to be like them in the sense that we make comics for people to enjoy. Now, some people have told me that, oh, you're reaching for the stars, and like that's fine. I mean, like I know it might not be very practical to think this big at this stage in my life, but I'd say it's good to dream. It's good to have goals, no matter how far they might be. And we'll get there step by step. And one day, who knows? You might get noticed if ever. Next. Now, our goal as individual idea people, comic creators in general, artists, is to have a universe of characters, and basically like imagine Marvel or DC. They have their own mythology of their own lore with a bunch of characters, and they all intertwine with each other. That's what we want to do with our group and as artists and creators.
I just want to add, kanina we were talking about how nervous we are. Right now we're nervous. Kasi we don't think we're worthy of giving a talk. Pero we're here, maybe we could just share our experience on how we made ours.
Yeah.
Kasi like Sir Manik said, we're trying to be sponges. We're learning from everyone we meet. We talk to people. We even interned with Sir Harvey Talibaw.
Yeah.
We were interning to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, so basically that's what we want to do with our group as we go through on with it. Like them. Sorry. So here's just a sample of the artworks that the members have made and posted for the group. Now take note, we don't know who these people are. They just added themselves in the group or asked to join. Sorry. So it really feels nice to know that we as a community are like sharing our styles and artworks, ideas, and even nicer to know that we actually formed a community of people who wanna share their hobbies and maybe even collaborate. So you can just like give 5 seconds for each and So this one is let me just this is an original idea by one of the members. He said he wanted to print with us, and he's like, I have an idea for a superhero, a Filipino superhero called Solarus. And he said, sure, do you have a sketch? And he's like, not really, but I can make a quick sketch. I can send you later after dinner or something. Then I'm like, oh cool, I can't wait to see it. Then when he sent it to me, I didn't expect anything much. I just thought of a quick rough sketch. Then when I saw this, I'm like, oh goddamn, that's really good. And like I immediately wanted to know more about him just because of how good it looks. I mean, just from that, I asked like, oh, what are his powers? Where did he come from? Is he Filipino? Stuff like that. So he also was pretty excited. He's like, yeah. I had this idea for like years now, and sooner or later he made more artwork about it, like slowly, but it's still in its idea stage.
Fun story. One thing we learned from creating a community, like a group, is patience. Like, there's one member who we partnered with, this guy. His name is Vincent Asco.
He's like,
apparently he's like
12 years old.
12 years old.
Yeah.
And then in chats, he was making up the stories for us. He was like, oh, Aguila, came from this guy whose name is Pancho Maria Guerrero.
And I'm
We're
like, oh, he knows our
we're
character more than
making
we
the story
do.
for the writer.
Yeah, and
Yeah, like, we're trying to teach him like how to. It's exciting because he really wants to be a comic book creator.
yeah, he's really enthusiastic. So
Yeah,
we're not,
and his specialty is making names.
yeah, like that. Like the original name of Pancho is Juan Aljon Jose Panilio, and then he came up with his nickname is Panjo since Panilio Aljon, and then suddenly Vincent, and he's like saying, okay, so Pancho's real name is Pancho Juanito Guerrero. And I'm like, where'd you get that? And then whatever. So
He
anyway,
makes a lot of names.
yeah,
Which entertains us.
yeah, it's very funny to see him.
Do you remember any names?
I think Fabian.
Fabian the
Fabian the priest's cousin. We don't know what this name means. He just says, I have this character called the Fabian, the priest's
And
cousin.
he's from France.
And he's from
like an
France.
acrobat.
And that's all he ever gave us. And then yeah, it's fun. He's
Try
a
to
kid.
listen to it, and then we say you need to polish this first before
Yeah,
you
we
go
were
on with
telling
other
him
things.
before you make these names and his job or what he does.
And he's really polite. He
Yeah.
says sorry, and then he stops for like weeks, and then chats us up again. Hey, I
With
have
a new
another
idea.
idea.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, we got a bit off right here. This is something he made a few months ago. This was like last year, pa. But yeah, as you can see, he really is a talented individual, and we would love to work with him. He actually said like, if you guys would have me, could I maybe get a spon? Can you guys like sponsor me, or can you guys publish my book if ever like in conventions? And I'm like, we're not really a publishing company. If you want to print it and join us in conventions, just say so. You're always welcome. We're not trying to make sponsorship deals with people. Did you what? What's the next one? This one is from our schoolmate who's also from Benil. He made his own collection of heroes, and when we saw his first artworks, this isn't the first thing we saw, but when we first saw it, we immediately wanted to know more about it and maybe even make a book on it. We'll touch more on that later. So fan art as well. Stuff like this, showing their skills as a.
Some of these are actually like comments on like some. From time to time, we post something that hey, can you give samples again of your artwork so we can, so the writers could see like, oh, this is an artist I would like drawing my story, or the writers like upload stories, then the artist could be like, hey, I want to work on your story.
Yeah, like for example, that kid Vincent Asco, the 12-year-old.
He's very active.
He's very active in the sense that he has a lot of ideas and he posts it online. And we're like, does anyone want to work with him, like to draw his character out and maybe draw his comic book? Surprisingly, someone actually like said yeah, like he wanted to work. It's not here, unfortunately. But no, it is. Anyway, so this guy, I think he's like from Quezon, and he's like in this group called Guhit Pinas, and yeah, he's like in his late 20s now. But we paired them up with this kid, and they're trying to work on their comic book. It's been a couple of months now, but you know, process. Next, more artwork from people that we don't really know. And but yeah, we're just glad. Yeah, they're in the group, so we're glad to know that they're interested in the group and to be active and to show us what they're capable of. Oh, there we go. This is Vincent Asco's character. His name is Kaligtasan. Now, this is not his drawing; it's the artist's drawing, the one we paired him up with. So the moment he said, the moment he sent this, we immediately thought to ourselves, "Wow, we actually got people, you know, collaborating." Because to be honest, the group's like 2 years old, and we honestly haven't had another collaboration other than us. So this was really nice to see, even if it's just a doodle or a sketch. So another artist made this. He made the other guy, Siklab, and the artist of Siklab, I know, Solaris. Sorry. And then he drew his character Solaris and Kaligtasan and our character Aguila.
Yes.
And it's something really nice to see. Like it gives us a feeling like, oh, our universe is building, and like, yeah, but you know, baby steps. Next. So our published works are the following: Aguila. So right now we have 3 issues, and we started 2015, and
Logo pa
sorry,
Logo.
I forgot what I was going to say. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, the gap between books is a little long, I realize now, because it's like 2 years and 3 issues. You're probably thinking, why just 3?
It's hard to collaborate when you have 3 members.
3 members.
One is busy, the
With
other
his
2
job.
are free. Then when the other 2 are free, the one is busy again.
Yeah, and it's really hard, which is another problem, another thing that we
By the way,
deal
our
with as
third
artists.
member,
and-
Aljon, he made the second cover.
Yeah, the first cover was made by JV, the second one was made by Aljon, and third one JV again. And
Unfortunately, he can't be here.
Yeah. So next, here's a sample of their artwork, and it looks great. I mean, that's why I chose them, because honestly, I would love to draw my own my own comic, and release it in my own name, just me. But I personally don't think I'm ready yet, so I opted to get my friends to draw it for me, or find people who would be willing to work with me. So yeah, I'm very happy with the outcome. I don't think I could have done a better job, obviously. And yeah, I really hope that this can go on for a number of issues. Like, this is an ongoing series. You want to talk about your art? Anything? All right. So as you can see, they have very different art styles, but if you ask me, they blend well together. JV obviously has this Western Marvel DC thing going, and Aljon has this Asian hybrid manga Western art, like something you'd see from the DC animation. The reason for 2 artists, like why are there 2 artists in one book? The reason for that is, if you read the book, the events happen in one timeline and in another. Not really a different timeline, but like a different time in the same universe. Yeah. So basically, it's past and future, or present, something like that.
Actually, if we're gonna be honest, it started as we were 2 artists, and we were like, if one is gonna make the line art, one should color. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I want to make the line art and color.
Yeah.
Like, and then Aljon was like, I want to make the line art and color. And he's like, well, okay, so my story fittingly has 2 arcs. Like, this could happen like in Banjo's Secret Identity
Yeah.
life,
Mm.
and this could happen in Aguila's. So we switch in the 3 issues.
Nah. So like in the first book, it goes like, the first sequence is JV's art, then the second sequence is Aljon's art. First 10 pages, then the second 10 pages. Then in the second book, nagpalit naman. Aljon's first 10 pages, then JV's second 10 pages.
Which is convenient for time, like for allotting time for the book.
Yeah.
Because-
And very convenient to my story because
because
it fits so well.
At that time, I was making my animation thesis, so I needed time to
Mhm.
make my project.
So yeah, this is their art. This is also another published work by another member, Luis de la Cruz, and she's also a Benil graduate.
Okay. Louise is well, she's my girlfriend. She wanted to make a comic book on her own, and I was like, well, if you want to make a comic book, we need comic books right now in PHP, like to show all the other members that it could happen. Like, you could print and then we could sell it in with Aguila. And she was like, yeah, I'll make my own. And then she made it, which turned out to be good. Yes.
It's kind of a silent comic, not much dialogue.
Yeah. Actually, our plan with this is that's actually blue. The PHP Comics logo is blue. We decided to make a differentiation with the logos. Like, if it's red, it's JC's universe. If it's blue, it's like standalone titles that
Yeah.
could be like
Not part of the main
individual
universe
stories.
of heroes and stuff.
Yeah,
'Cause,
so this is like a dream comic.
So now that we've gone to this part, we decided to like make a part in this
Actually, JC
presentation.
added this while we were eating breakfast earlier.
Yeah.
I slept at his house.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna give a talk.
I just
Should
want to
we
be
give
clear
advice?
that we're not worthy to give tips and tricks.
So we're just gonna give tips and tricks
But-
based on our experience
Yes.
as creators.
This is
So
what we learned.
yeah, and because of this, we came up with these because we didn't follow any of them. That's why we're telling you now, do this instead. Don't do what we did. So be organized, we were not organized. Plan ahead, we didn't plan ahead. Aguila was made in like 2 weeks before a convention, Comic Con 2015. Yeah, and then the issue number 2 was made 1 week before Comic Con 2016.
Well, luckily, not thankfully, Aguila 3 was made like in the 2 months before
2 months
before
before,
this
yeah.
con.
Yeah. So communication, that is, I think, the most important thing in this list. Now, especially if you're working, I mean, only if you're working with other people, like partners. And quality, cost efficiency. Now, this is for printing. Now, personally, I would tell you to canvas just to have the experience of looking for the best places to print. But right now, I'm just gonna say, just go to UP. Yeah, I'm sure you all go to UP, I'm sure. I went everywhere. Quezon, Makati, Las Piñas, everywhere. So anyway, print in bulk, buy like 100 copies if you can, because you never know how many you're gonna sell. If you don't sell that much, then you can use that to sell in the next future cons. And save, because money is gonna be a very big part of this plan of making comics.
Money and time.
Yeah.
That's what I commend about JC. He works as hard as us. If you actually see his live videos on Facebook, he goes like on really stressful trips.
Yeah.
He
To UP, I take the bus or something to print.
goes live.
Anyway, next. And last, I just like to give this a.
We found this on Facebook, I think, or YouTube.
Jake Parker.
This is a good advice. Either JC or it's either you or me. Not either. We're perfectionists. Sometimes we can't finish the book because
Yeah, we're like, oh, I don't like this one detail.
We
Yeah.
have to edit this.
Yeah.
Now, your priority should be just finish it, release it. Then all the things you do anyway, when you look back on it like years later, you're gonna be like, that wasn't
There
good.
could have been something done better.
Yeah.
So
You should do it either way.
yeah, don't try to make your work as perfect as possible, because you're never gonna get the result you ever wanted. Because 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, oh, I could have done this better. So that's our presentation.
We have time for questions. Anyone? Yeah, guys, questions. Ako na naman. Kinabahan na
See,
naman.
guys, you can think of a question. Let me just in case you guys want, I just brought a few issues of my comic book. You guys can buy it here if you want to check it out. I need to earn for the next convention. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay lang.
Or if you want to just check it out, read it. I'm happy to show it to you guys if you don't have money to buy it.
Similar with the other stories, their work that is printed here is distilled from 2 volumes. So si JC really writes his plan is as a serialized story, but this one we wanted to present it as something that the reader will get a more or less complete story. So we
hashed it out, and
we hashed out to remove the stuff that is trying to build a larger story and to stick to the core narrative. So like the others, if you want a nice tight sample, this is it. But if you want to support the artist directly and also get the complete story, get the singles.
Yes.
Questions? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Danielle. So, I wanted to ask more about your workflow in making a comic with 3 people. How do you communicate and how do you share files?
Oh,
edit, and such?
okay. Okay. So, sorry, I was about to say what workflow. So the way we communicate is, through Facebook, just messaging each other and transferring of files in Facebook. If the file exceeds 25 MB, we go to Google Drive. We for the script, I make a script and I pass it to them. And then they just read that, and they're gonna be like, "I'm gonna make my version of this. I hope you like it." So far, they haven't disappointed. But funny story. The first issue had no script. We just met up in a coffee shop, and I drew some scribbles, like rough sketches, really ugly, and said, "Can you draw this?" And they're like, "Yeah, I can make it better." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then from that, we made the first issue. No script, just rough sketches. So, but now issue 2 and 3 have formal scripts. Everything I learned about that stuff. And planning, it takes time. So we have to schedule meetings and like when we're gonna do it, when are you gonna send it to me so I can edit, put the dialogue in and everything. Hope that answers your question.
One thing we're looking forward to doing in the next issues is make timetables. You don't have timetables, so right now we're gonna make timetables.
That's gonna help.
I have a question regarding, you said that you were collaboration, you work like you're collaborating.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, as a group, how do you compensate your other members? Kasi when nagkikita tayo sa mga convention, marami kayo, tapos syempre kasi may mga groups din kami, pero syempre kanya-kanya kami. Pero sa inyo kasi more on collaboration eh.
Yeah.
So how do you compensate your members? Kaya para ganahan din sila mag-stay sa group.
Well, we don't technically encourage people to stay. We actually ask them if you're willing to stay. Like, because that weeds out the people who are not dedicated to doing what they do, like comics, whether it be for personal reasons or like they don't have time, which is understandable. But we don't tell them, stay with us, we're gonna be the next big thing, and like no, we don't do that. We're just gonna say we really want to make our passion like come to life. If you have time, do it with us. We'd love to have you come with us at cons, present your artwork and stuff like that, because like half the people in our tables, PHP Comics, we don't really know them. We just know them from the group. Like sometimes, if some of them come from the same school, then that's nice. But most of the time, a lot of the people we message in Facebook from the group, we don't know them. So nakikisali lang, and then they show their art. We say, you want to come with us at cons, present your artwork, print. Yeah. Hope that answers your question. Last question.
I'm Cabal.
Hi, Cabo.
I just wanted to ask, did you at start had problem doing action panels and scenes?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. For me, paneling and designing the layouts of a scene, honestly, at first was really, really hard, but then it became really, really easy.
Nice.
And I'd attribute that to reading a really big amount of comics, like so much comics. Because I started reading comics when I was 17. The first book I picked up was actually Civil War, the trade paperback, when it just came out. And from there, I knew I wanted to make comics. But I just wanted to admire the art first. Then my attention turned to writing, because I knew I couldn't draw that well yet. So for paneling, it's just from reading a lot of comics. Like, it's the best advice I can give, I guess. Just read a lot of action comics, study how the artist draw their scenes, their action scenes, like poses, body poses, and from there you can just make it your own. Like, think of your own poses and use references from the internet, like bodies in dynamic poses.
In drawing, ang ginagawa ko, I look at comic books. Tapos pag may pinaplano kami na panel na ito mangyayari, I search the comic book for an angle or like a pose that I want. Because at this point, wala nang original eh. So you're gonna look at the pose and angle, and you're gonna think na, oh, I'm gonna change the camera angle. Tapos yan pa rin yung posing. Tapos pati yung pagkakalagay ng mga characters there. Yun yung gagayahin mo. Kasi sila alam na nila yung ano eh. Alam na nila yung the best na gawin eh, sa Marvel and DC. So, ganun lang ginagawa ko. It speeds up the process.
Ito yung pangalan nila.
Ako si Manix.
Hi Manix, big fan.
Salamat. Gusto ko kayong i-congratulate muna kasi nung college ko ng Fine Arts, may plano rin kami ganyan, magbuo ng group. Tapos never natutuloy, wala kami nagawa kahit ano. kasi ang hirap-hirap nga talaga na makagawa. Tapos kayo, may nalabas na kayo kaagad, nakakatatlong issues na kayo, di ba? And so, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Ang gusto kong itanong, curious ako sa process ninyo. Paano kayo gumagawa ng isang page or isang comic book from writing? Kasi isusulat ba muna as in script na buo? Or ginagawa mo na rin ba yung thumbnails? Kasi di ba si Alan Moore ganun, parang dinadrawing niya rin yung ano. Tapos,
So, what I do is, since I'm the writer and, you know, they won't know the story until I tell them. I'll make a rough sketch, and then of all the scenes in the entire comic, or at least to how much I can think of. And then I will meet up with them, or show them online through pictures. I want a scene like this. And then JD or Aljan will be like, okay, I can draw this. Do you have a script? And I'll say no. Then they're gonna say, write the script. And I still won't write the script. So that's the thing about communication. Like that's my bad then, but I'm learning then. So yeah, just I draw them first and then make a script after, and then put them two together. It will become a very good reference for the artist, so they know exactly what you want to do. Thank you, sir.
Ardi Aquino, Gustavo Castonjo, Mel Casipi, let's go! In the comics.